What better way is it to start the year than showing you the logos that I've worked on last year? Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Paterson. I'm back with a new video today. This video is going to knock the socks off you because you guys are going to have a little inside look at some of the brands that I've been branding or creating logos for this year. Or last year, 2019. Now, although I've got some of these logos on here, little disclaimer, some companies have used them, some companies haven't used them, some companies you'll know of, some of them you will not know of. And I've chosen these logos specifically because I learned a lot during them and they were good fun to make and to design and to work with. And the whole point and goal of this video is to get you guys to really understand my thought process into a logo design process, one that I've gone hours and days and weeks into. So hopefully you enjoy this video. Let's sit back and relax and get in to the logos. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. So the first one is called Dope Games. Now this one looks a bit strange because I'm trying to find the original file, which is probably on my last computer that I had. But this one here is for a game developing company. Dope Games were creating a game and they want me to basically brand them, and I came up with a few different ideas. The brief was to use Gothic lettering to create the logo, and I'm a type designer and a logo type designer, so doing that was pretty easy for me. We've got here Dope Games. You can see that's one idea that we had there, and then here we've got another idea. These are sketches straight from my iPad Pro that I was creating, so you can see where I was choosing different styles of Gothic, seeing what basically made sense. And obviously it's not as functional as having the logo that I just showed you, which is the final, but I was trying to get a feel of what the client liked. I used this process as a collaborative process because the client was a creative himself. I wanted to make sure that I sort of upheld that and gave him all of my sketches that I'd created. We've got one here as well, which is very, very gangsterish. We've got one here that I like. There's too much going on with this one, a bit too complicated, but I did really like the letter forms that it had. Now, as you can see here, this is one of my Illustrator files, and it's got some really weird icons here that I was playing around with, but I'm going to explain to you what I did. We basically ended up taking away the idea of it being an old style black letter Gothic logo type because it didn't work. There was too much in there. Instead, we went for a minimalist approach and went something like this, but keeping it within the game style. Obviously, this is a game developer, so I had to keep it so it wasn't so serious, but I wanted to make it, you know, look gamerish, and that's why we have this massive black stroke as the shadow of it, revealing the letters underneath it. The process of this was pretty easy, pretty fun. It is pretty consistent all the way through. You can see here me doing my testing. I've got some icons up here, but I did not design the icon in the end. These were just placeholders for him. Someone else, I believe, has designed the icon because I specifically sort of design logo types. So icons aren't always what I work on. And you can see here that this looks a bit strange because we've got, you know, little bits down here that aren't connected, and this is me connecting everything together. And over here is actually where the logo was designed, so you can see my drawing within Procreate here in the background, and basically all I did was traced it up against it. So I used like quick shapes, like these little nice little quick shapes that you can create very easily within here to create something consistent. And all I did was basically copy each of these shapes. Like if you go for the E here, I copied each of these shapes like so, and it gives the same thickness all the way around. So that was really fun. And obviously the icon design as well was the D and the G together, but we didn't want to create something weird, so I'll show you here what we ended up doing. We ended up creating an icon here which was the D and the G in this nice little slant, but it fit and slot together really well. It's a really simple icon, but it made sense because it was part of the company logo, and it just made sense for the typography of the logo as well. Here obviously are the spacings between the logos that I'm showing, and then we also have, I believe somewhere in here, a style guide to be used for Dope Games. But as you can see here, we've got the outlined logo version, we've got the normal logo, which is the positive line here, which is a lot thinner and looks good when it's small, and here we've got the icon, which works really well. And here's the actual way that the logo is supposed to be represented on websites and on print material. So that was fun. That was a cool project. I really enjoyed that. Now we're going on to the next one here as well, which is Blue Dot Consulting. So Blue Dot Consulting's logo, the final logo, I believe, is over here, this is a version of the final logo. Now this is a fully customized type design that I created, but the blue dot is designed as a concept to be the blue dot in the middle of space, which is us. We're just a blue dot. When you look out in space from the cosmos, all you see on Earth is a little blue dot, and that is the idea. Now, Blue Dot is a consulting company born to face the new challenges of the mining industry, providing consulting services in hydrology. So that was their website, and they're using the logo up here on their website. Now blue dot obviously had to be a color blue, but I came up with loads of different ideas for them. Now this is a fun and challenging project because blue dot, obviously I wanted to keep it really simple. So I just started off with this process with just the word blue in a normal typeface. What typeface? I don't even think I have the typeface. Then I went more minimal and more futuristic, because obviously Blue Dot, the company, wanted to look futuristic. They wanted to be looking into the future, not itself looking futuristic, but they wanted to have a logo that spoke to the future. So I went with this sort of style here, and as you can see, I actually penned this in with the pencil. And then obviously I wanted to just call it blue because I understood that the Blue Dot wasn't the name. I didn't understand that the whole name of the brand was Blue Dot. So obviously I just went blue and a dot because it made sense to me at the time, and I created all these different cool ideas here with the custom typeface that wasn't finalized yet. This is like my playground where all these different ideas are taking place. I'm going through different concepts, but as you can see, things keep poking out to being the same, and I find that the blue dot here is really useful to me because it was really easy to replicate and to change things with it, and it looked good everywhere. Now obviously I had to design an icon for Blue Dot as well, and they wanted a crescent, and I didn't like that because the crescent of a logo is kind of like, you know, very normal. You see it a lot. So Blue Dot created an astrology crescent there, and we use a different typeface. We went in for it over here. Didn't like that. I created this icon, which is supposed to be like a really abstract planet. Didn't work either. And then I went back, and you can see here all over where I'm working that I'm just coming up with new ideas. Some of them are hideous and horrendous, which is normal. I need to get these ideas out, so they just get out onto Illustrator. I just shove them onto Illustrator. And then as you can see, I'm going along. I like this. I'm refining this, and you might not be able to see much differences in these, but there are huge refinements in these type designs here for the logo to be made better. And as you can see, I take away the capital B for Blue Dot and put just the lowercase one, but they kind of like the capital, although we disagreed. Now this is where it really starts to take shape, because I'm saying, you know, I like this idea here. I like the fact that there's two things spinning around like crescents, because they really wanted a crescent logo. Now obviously I wanted to create, you know, just a very simplistic logo that could be used. So as we go through this, you can see literally how many ideas we went through. You can see here, I've got this idea, didn't work, this didn't work, nothing worked. All these were too complicated until we got to something like this, where we did have a no, and it looked like a dot kind of, but it was an interesting shape to show waterworks, which was really cool. And it was pretty unique as well to the company with this minimalist design. Now, a logo is literally just an identifier to a brand. They're the ones creating the brand, but my job was to try and, like, you know, bring the visual brand out in them, if that makes sense. It was hard for me to explain that, but there you go. Until we ended up with something, you know, like this, where we had a Blue Dot there, and I really liked that version because it's got the icon inside of the logo as well. Now obviously this will be different for other people. Some people will like this, some people don't like this. Some people will think, you know, or will try this style of logo, but what I'm showing you here is just a very abbreviated version of the process. This is just like a couple of, like, you know, artboards that I've got out from the work that I've been doing with Blue Dot, if that makes sense. There's a lot of work that's gone into these designs, and I believe down here we've got another one here, which is the sort of finalized version where we've got the normal O in there. Now, I pride myself in creating cool typography and making logo type designs really accessible and really legible. So this has gone through a lot of testing for people, and people have seen it, and it's worked really well. So that was basically Blue Dot, and you can see it on their website looking pretty nice, and it's all working together with the company branding there, and they're a Spanish company as well. So there you go, guys. Those are some of the logos that I've been working on this year. Obviously they're not going to be to everyone's taste, and they're not, because everyone has a different opinion opinion, which is great, and that's part of the fun part about design and the fun part about creating things. But I really enjoyed working with these companies and enjoyed showing you sort of my thought process. I think I was just vomiting on you, kind of just like my thoughts were just vomiting on you during this video, because it's taking me back to when I was creating them and thinking about them, and it's hard for me to communicate that sometimes. Let me know your thoughts and whether you would like to see more videos down below in the comments. I just want to give a huge shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace is the website builder to go to. It is honestly the website builder that I've been using for 3 years to host my online shop, my blog, and also to host my little corner of the internet, to put my brand out there. If you're a designer or a creative or someone who works in the creative industry in whatever capacity, then you need to have a brand. Now, branding yourself can be difficult, but Squarespace makes it pretty easy by giving you your own corner of the internet where you can put your portfolio, blog, contact form, and also have your own shop on there so you can sell digital resources. Squarespace is really affordable, and you don't have to be a wizard to actually design a beautiful website because they've got thousands of different templates. If you would like to have 10% off your first purchase at Squarespace after your 30-day free trial of the website and just test it out and see what it looks like, then click the link down below in the description. It would be awesome if you did that. Again, thanks for watching this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like on the video, share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but also press that red subscribe button. A lot of you guys don't press it, so if you've watched a couple of my videos and you've liked them so far, then feel free to press that subscribe button and the notification bell. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Goodbye.